Sincerely want to teach you guys how to navigate through CoinMarketCap. If you're new to crypto, if you've been in crypto, I want to show you exactly what you need to look at. Guys, I think it's time to make that decision whether you are really invested in crypto or you're not. What I mean by that is to understand when to buy, when to sell, what to do. And we're going to basically cover all that info in this video. Make sure you guys are liked, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you got that bell notification on, because it's about to get relentless in crypto and you got to know where you stand. So watch all the way through to the end. Crypto is about to get relentless, so don't buy, don't sell anything that I talk about in any of my videos. This is all just information for you. It's not financial advice whatsoever, just information. Guys, I got some merchandise, some XRP hats, some Jasmy hats. We're gonna make some Litecoin hats and some other different projects. Hit me in the comments for the PayPal link to get your hat. Also check below, guys. Get your crypto off of exchanges and put it on a cold storage. There's a wide variety of ranges of prices from 50 to 300. Just find one that works for you and one that's in your price range, so you have total control of your crypto. Check down below. So the basis of this video is I am buying the dip and I'm not selling my crypto, at least for the next 5 years. And I'm going to tell you why. Bitcoin, guys, that people have bought Bitcoin 10, 15 years ago, they got mega money. So you got to, if you're buying into these projects, you can't sell right away. You got to go that distance, go the distance, and you will reap the freaking benefits. Let's take a look at the markets. Sincerely want to teach you guys how to navigate through CoinMarketCap. If you're new to crypto, if you've been in crypto, I want to show you exactly what you need to look at. Yes, you could come look at every single coin that is here and, blah, blah, blah. That's good. But what you really need to pay attention to is this fear and greed. So you go to CoinMarketCap, click on the fear and greed index, right? That's this little gauge right here. This is going to tell you when to buy. You want to buy in extreme fear and you want to sell in extreme greed. So when this little ticker, this little bubble's at 14, I'd say 14 to 18, you want to buy. Obviously, we've been in extreme fear for quite some time. This is the season to buy the freaking dip. Guys, this is it's telling you, okay, if you needed a signal for anything in your life, when it's at extreme fear, that means buy as much as you can. When it's green, you want to take profits. You don't want to sell everything. You want to just take profits, or, it's the time where you can maximize your portfolio. What I mean by maximizing your portfolio, this is important. So what I mean by maximizing your portfolio is actually what happened to me in 2024 going into 2025. I dollar cost average into Jasmy for, a few years, starting back in 2022, 2023. And I was able to accumulate, over 2.4 million tokens. So what happened is that we had Jasmy actually go up to, I think it was about 5 cents, but I actually sold some of my profits at 4 cents. And I took basically 500,000 tokens and I converted that into new investment of XRP, reactive network. And there was some good spikes in there, but sorry. My biggest gain, aside from that, was reactive network. I believe I bought in at 4 cents and it actually went up to about 11 cents. And then I took those profits and I put it into Litecoin. And now I'm fully invested in, 6 different projects because of, just following, the chart, the fear and index, buying when it's red, selling when it's green. But you always want to keep, either double, it makes sense to just keep your initial investment in or take your initial investment out, keep everything else in there. But when you have a lot of accumulated tokens and you're continuously dollar cost averaging, and you don't have to dollar cost average, your whole freaking mortgage or your car payment, consistency will dominate over everything. What happens if you go over your budget, or if you budget only a certain amount, like if you budget 200 and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go crazy and I'm gonna put 600-700, you end up needing that and you're gonna end up pulling it out. So sticking to your $200 a month budget, it doesn't sound a lot, but over the course of 3 to 5 years, it could really change your life if you consistently do it and you monitor the markets correctly. You do everything correctly, and you'll find yourself with tremendous rewards. And now, like, what I'm really focused on is these core projects, and to me, they're core projects. And my first core project would be Bitcoin, obviously, because now trying to understand, when you get an understanding, you get a grasp of what it's really doing, you want to try to get some. Trust me, it's in your best interest to buy as much as you can. Obviously, it's it's not easy to buy a $60,000 token or a $70,000 token, but consistently plucking away at it and doing it while it's dipping, when it's in red, is in your best interest. Sometimes you may have to wait. Like, if we're seeing a spike, in Bitcoin, there's always going to be a pullback. Regardless if it goes parabolic, there's going to be a pullback. If you could get, the small pullbacks and, you beat the parabolic run, then, you're going to have some beautiful gains. But you got to start now, because we haven't seen a parabolic move for Bitcoin, in my opinion. That's still to come. And I think, for the most part, we still have parabolic moves for the 5 core projects. And, it's Bitcoin, XRP, Solana, Jasmy, ZBEC Network, Litecoin. Those are like my core projects that I am fully focused on for this year of 2026, because I think AI is going to be it's going to be huge, but not necessarily in the crypto space. I think it's still going to have time to cultivate in the crypto space. So what I'm looking for utility. I'm looking for XRP, because XRP is a bank. World Liberty Financial is a bank, and I hope I said that. World Liberty Financial is one of my core picks. I'm looking at Jasmy for data, because data is going to be important for these decentralized banking institutions. I'm also looking at ZBEC Network being huge as a payment rail system for businesses. So those are huge. And this is why I'm not selling anytime soon. Even if we get some parabolic runs, I'm telling you that it's going to be diversified into other core projects. I actually want to start diversifying into some stocks. The core stocks that I'm really looking at is anything affiliated with Bitcoin and AI. So I think for the core stocks that I'm really interested in is there's a round hill ball ETF that has to do with metaverse. And it's not only metaverse, it's actually AI technology, but it was originated with metaverse. But now they added crypto to this. It's called Round Hill Ball, and it's the Meta platform, not Meta platform, but I believe it's called Meta. That one's a good one. You can find that in Fidelity 21 Capital, number 2, and that is a Bitcoin treasury stock. And then you have the other one is American Bitcoin Treasury, and then the last one would be Nvidia. And throwing another one in there would be OpenAI, because these are they're going to be the core of technology. Maybe Tesla, but Tesla is just kind of, it's finicky. But yes, Elon Musk does his thing. But same thing with buying these stocks. Buy when they're in red and diversify when you're in green. That is like the key to being successful. When you're putting your hard work money in, you want to put it in when it's right. You can simply just over time, dollar cost average, consistently on the 1st and the 15th or bi-weekly, and you're gonna eventually balance out. But if you want to get the most bang for your buck, you really got to pay attention to buying when the market fear and index is in extreme red. Buy when it's in extreme fear. Take some profits and move them into something else, because you're basically diversifying your cards, right? You're creating more avenues, and it's not necessarily, I'm not telling you to go get 25 tokens. I'm telling you to expand a little bit and continually put money where it's needed. Shaving the top and put it in Bitcoin is great. That's the greatest mentality. If you could DCA into Bitcoin, shave the top from your other projects, put it into Bitcoin, it's going to help you get to a full Bitcoin quicker than you expect. And that's key. That's very key to being successful. Finally, why I am not selling Jasmy It's because of this. I'd rather dollar cost average for the next 5 years, regardless if it goes to $1. I will continue dollar cost averaging. I will not sell another token of my Jasmy because there's so much that's going to happen with Jasmy. We have Jasmy being utilized as gas. Now there's a demand for Jasmy. We have JANCTION starting to kick off. And it's going to be exciting over the next 5 years. Guys, I will not sell. Even if this year, 2026, Jasmy goes to $1, I will not sell because I know the potential behind Jasmy and where Jasmy could potentially go. I do believe in the system that they have in place as far as, basically dwarfing majority of the data tokens in the partnerships and just everything that's all the moving parts for Jasmy that are starting to take place. And that tells me that we're headed in the right direction. Again, I will continue dollar cost averaging into other projects, but I'm very, very content with the amount of Jasmy that I hold right now. And it's not to say that I'm not gonna, continue dollar cost averaging. I think my focus on Jasmy and my commitment to Jasmy has brought me to a point where I'm satisfied with the amount of tokens that I have. And now I really want to get to the point where I'm accumulating these other core projects like World Liberty Financial, Bitcoin, ZBEC Network, Solana, Ethereum, XRP. I want to build these core projects to where I could get to a point where I could say, yeah, I'm satisfied with the amount of tokens that I'm holding. I went all in, for Jasmy, and I was able to diversify, but now I need to go all in on these other core projects. Not to mention, I do want to go all in on these stocks, these ETF stocks, XXI 21 Capital. I want to go all in on American Bitcoin. I want to go all in on NVIDIA, and this round hill ball. I'll do more videos on it so you guys know exactly what it is. So make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys have those notification bells on so you see when these videos pop out, because not only am I invested in all these projects, I'm invested in you guys, and that's no bullshit. And you can take that shit all the way to the bank. I love you guys. Make sure you're doing your research. Keep watching the markets. Don't get twisted with these alien BS, all these rumors of wars. Don't get it twisted. Stay focused. Stay relentless. Guys, run my crypto family. I love you guys. Take care. I'll see you guys on the next video.